the story of David Cooley. David No Fugazee Cooley. And let me just say this. I pray, I hope that this is the very last time talking about Cooley. And this is only the second time we've talked about Cooley on podcast. So what a crazy 2 weeks this has been, Jamila.
Yeah.
Because 2 weeks ago, we talked about Cooley and his viral clips.
Modern day women just don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
You believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4", only about what? 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year, and I'm black at that if you add that on. So just if we're speaking about those figures, the things that women are attracted to, I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
Hold on, before we go, what's your math saying?
The conversation and the words that are coming out of the mouth of someone like you, I would never consider top tier. A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character. A top tier man is a man who displays a certain level of intellect that allows him to consider other people. A top tier man, they lead with love, not with dictatorship.
Through further evaluation, research, and talking to Cooley, like spontaneously, found out that he was kind of set up, and words of his were clipped, and to make him look worse than he is. Even though you might think, if you know Cooley, you might think that that's kind of impossible. But after looking at the full unedited version, it seemed like he was right as far as the Me Too movement. It seems like, and especially after talking to him, he said that he specified the groups of women he was talking about when saying that the Me Too movement is full of women that lie or make up their stories or whatever. But he was saying that women that are in it, like, do it for like a money grab, or like something like from 40 years ago, or like Bill Cosby and Diddy or whatever, like so it's like there are, like I said, we talked about, there sometimes are women that do make false stories, false accusations for whatever, either come up or revenge or whatever, and that's the type of woman that he was talking about. That what I just said will be the last time I speak in defense of Cooley. Tell me how you felt about the first episode and the after effect of the first episode that we talked about Cooley.
I mean, the first episode was fine. I think that we had a mutual agreement that he was not a top tier man, but then things kind of snowballed like out of control after that.
It's winter.
It is winter.
It is winter. Winter is coming.
So, like, I don't know where to start. You got to broaden that question down a little bit, because that's...
So you feel like the conversation we had was cool, was fine, was honest, was real?
I mean, so I feel like he, yes, did defend himself and like try to say that we didn't have the full story or whatever the case may be. But like, even when we had the full story, it still didn't change my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, it
makes sense.
Still was a piece of shit in my mind.
Okay, that's honest. That's real.
I agree that like women do make up stuff in the Me Too movement, but that is the minority.
Yeah,
it's not the majority.
Yeah.
So he didn't say that.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't making that clear. He said generally,
right,
I'm not buying it.
Right,
That's
right,
what he said.
That is what he said.
So
he said what he said.
He said what he said.
Now, did you think in your wildest dreams that after that episode that we had for the first time, that the 2 weeks that we had would happen the way that it happened?
No, I did not.
What is the first thing that you did not see coming?
So
we're chatting it up right now.
You made the edit of the segment of the whole episode, right, where we discussed Cooley, and that picked up traction really quickly for whatever reason. I don't know why.
I do know why.
Why?
Because like hundreds of people are reacting. First of all, his clip was a viral clip.
Right.
So there's that, and then hundreds of people are reacting to it because it's wild for him to say it made the claims. And if you do any digging, like the surface dig, you'll see his whole brand is that.
Right.
So it makes sense why it did what it did. A, he went viral, and B, he had the algorithm. He's in the algorithm,
right,
for this purpose, for this topic.
Yeah.
So go on. What you're saying?
I was just gonna say that after that video got posted, I mean, things got really out of control. His supporters, cronies,
Queen's cronies.
They came out of the woodwork, and they are just as nasty and
if not more
than he is. I mean, really, really bad. You guys gotta do.
I gotta cut you off real. You kind of that was the perfect time to cut you off. If you are watching the live, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, but make sure you comment because we'll be responding to the comments. So we'll be responding in real time. So yeah, if you have anything that you want to say, make sure you say it with your chest in the comments. But yeah, so Wild, do you have comments that you'd like to respond to from that clip?
I think they were on that clip, yeah.
You want to pull them up?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Because unfortunately, and I had her back, I don't know if I'm a feminist or not, but the men are not better than women, or women are not inferior to men. Thinker that I am. I had Jamila's back. I went to Facebook, was like, yo, make sure y'all this is what's happened. She's being targeted, being attacked, blah blah. We need to protect women and children, blah blah. It's just weird that I really shouldn't have to do all that, because you didn't do it or say anything wrong, but you were attacked for bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But I will let you go ahead and to your comments.
So the first comment that must have been deleted, but I did see, was a lovely gentleman saying that you should never listen to women, especially fat women. So,
responding to the comments,
I just wanted to respond to that by saying that
that's crazy.
Yeah, that is insane.
That is crazy. The whole, I'm not going to cut you off, but the whole thing is crazy. You should never listen to women, especially those kinds of women, is crazy. And I hope that he doesn't have a woman, because God bless her.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy that he would say that, but it's really funny because, where has there ever been a correlation between someone's size and how intelligent they are? Those two things have nothing to do with each other. So I could be as fat as you could possibly be, and that does not mean that I'm not intelligent.
Right.
So that comment was just wild. And there was a lot of comments like that, a lot of calling me fat, which, not for nothing, but that's a really old insult. It's the oldest insult there is. I don't think anyone really gets offended by getting called fat anymore. If there are people, totally understandable. I personally do not. But people said she described a top tier simp when I described what I thought what a top tier man was, which is crazy. I didn't know that men who are kind and compassionate and respectful to women are simps.
Well, now you know. Go figure.
So that's kind of wild. Someone said it was definitely womanese talk, LOL. 90% of her top tier man was about pleasing a woman. Negative, who cares what most of her single friends want?
Crazy.
I certainly don't care what my single friends want. I care about what I want, and I definitely care about feeling pleased as a woman. So yeah, I think that me finding pleasure, whatever that looks like, from my partner should be normal, just like men look for pleasure in their partner, whatever that looks like from them.
Honestly, what the craziest thing about this is his whole point, in so many different ways, is so invalid and wrong. Down to the microscopic surface level. How do you as a man feel you can tell women what a top tier man is? For women, he's speaking for women,
right? And
then telling women that they're wrong,
right? So in my books, you're trying to convince, you. I mean, I'm gonna watch my words here, but let's just skip that. Let's
I get it. What's it called? The thing is too is that he won't just he won't just tell them that they're wrong. He'll say like, listen, baby girl, or whatever the case may be, is I know you better than you know yourself. Which is fucking wild. Which is like, I mean, it's kind of game, like smooth or whatever, but it's not even smooth.
No.
That's not like smooth like butter.
It is like a mind game. It is a trick. It's a look.
Manipulation.
David Cooley is a master manipulator. I think he has some serious personality disorder traits going on.
Okay.
He is
Talk about
extremely narcissistic.
About the N word.
People throw that word around like it's nothing, but if you look at the definition of it, he fits all the categories.
It's his picture in the dictionary.
It should be.
It should be.
He does no wrong. Like, he's the exception for every single rule, and life doesn't work that way. Like, you can't be the exception for everything.
For every rule you make.
And your girl's now the exception for everything he's saying too. Like
now, see, I said it doesn't really matter because some of his exceptions can be debunked. We'll touch on that in a minute because I think that's important to whatever. Shout out to DJ Douya. Social media is a breeding ground for hate speech. None of these twerps would say it in your presence.
You are right about that.
Talk about it.
He's not wrong.
Yo, that's your shit. He's not wrong. Fire. To his exceptions. So his BM is his girl is the exception of the rule. He's the exception of the rule. Let's dissect that. He's the exception of the rule. His exception of the rule was saying that like majority, because he has to stick to doing that. Majority of single moms breed degenerates, criminals, low IQ, strippers, things of that nature. He's the exception, just like there's an exception to every rule. Like LeBron James has a single mom. He has a single mom. He's not a degenerate. So it's like he was only using that to show what an exception was. And so when he brings it to his baby moms or his girl or whatever, she's the exception to the rule, and he was the exception to the rule because he says the rule is that single moms are recreational use only. It's specific to, from his logic, I'm just like translating, that men that are single and without kids, there's no logic in his perspective to wife or get with a single mom with kids. Like, it doesn't make any sense for a man without kids to want a future with a woman with kids.
But hold on, not to cut you off.
Well, not to cut me off.
But I watched another clip of him basically saying the same thing. But one of the reasons that he gave when talking about why single men should not date women with kids, he said straight up that you as a man will not have the same control, or like, he used a specific word, it wasn't control, but basically saying like you will have no control over those kids because they're not yours, which is crazy to me. Like, if you are a man looking to date a woman and your first thought is, well, I'm not going to be able to control her kids, so that's a hard pass, like,
that's wild.
Don't even date women with, yes, he's right.
You're right. You said he's right.
Don't date women with kids if that's how you feel, because you're not dating a woman to control her children. Like, that is a weird stance to even have.
But no. I mean, yes, I agree with you. That thought process fucking weird. But it stands because his perspective is that you're gonna be providing, protecting, and well, like, not just that single mom, but her kids too. And to do that without being able to quote unquote control or discipline, right, is it his stance doesn't make sense or is nonsensical or things of that nature. Like, for example, like beating your kids, like disciplining your kids, whatever the case may be, is like smacking your kids or whatever. Most he interviewed single moms or whatever and asked if they would allow a new man to put their hands on their kids, and they said he would probably have to talk to their dad about that or whatever. And it's like, he bugged out and said, how crazy is that they would have to report to another man for kids that he's taking care of or whatever. And he kind of has a little bit of a wiggle room of a point, but so asking you, if you have a new man, is he allowed to beat your kids?
So that's where I would say the discrepancy comes in, because no new man should be beating my kids, but also
Right.
no new man should be providing for me 100%. If you're a new man that I'm just dating, like, I don't expect the new man that I'm dating to take care of me 100%.
What about your?
If I'm in an established relationship,
Right.
a long-term relationship with someone,
Right.
yes, I expect my kids to respect that man as a father figure.
But
Beating my kids,
too far.
I don't even beat my own kids. So
Okay,
no, I wouldn't
okay.
want him beating my kids.
Jamila is soft.
My kids don't need to get beat. My kids,
you got good kids?
my kids are good.
Oh, I'm shit. Oh, Jamila got good
I
kids.
would beat them if I needed to, but I don't
Right.
need to. But so that's where I think the difference is. Like, I'm not letting no new man come into my life and discipline my children, or like these women that are out here having multiple boyfriends. No, those men don't get to discipline my children. But if I'm in a long-term relationship with someone, yes, he can discipline my kids, and I expect my kids to respect him.
Right,
so
of course.
There's that, but like,
Beating is different. Like
beating
putting
is
hands
different. And also, like, I don't agree with the whole, I just think it's crazy for him to come out there and say, like, you're not going to have control over her kids, because I understand that you're going to be providing for them, and once you're at that point, then the kids should respect you, but not otherwise. I mean, they should still respect you, but you don't have to pay for all their shit, I guess.
Yo, why am I not seeing this comment on my iPad?
Ooh.
It's some weird comment. I think it's from a Cooley crony or whatever. He said, "Yo, Jalani." I'm not seeing it. It's not that it's banned. It's not popping up. Maybe you can see it if you check it on your phone.
Is it on
But
YouTube?
it's popping up. It's popping up here on the screen. It's like, Jalani, bro, you promote No Fugazee more than No Fugazee promotes himself. No disrespect at all, but you seem infatuated with Cooley, bro. Why do you even care about his opinion, bro? Well, I'm glad you asked. I don't know who you are, but I'm glad you asked. Like I said, I hope and pray this is the last time I ever speak about Cooley and his podcast or whatever. But I wouldn't say I'm obsessed. I feel like I've made 5 videos max on the topic. But also, if something is a trending topic or whatever, that's usually what I make content about. Also, this content actually involves me, so I'm gonna make content about it. But why do I care? And I appreciate you saying no disrespect. That was a respectful comment. I don't know why it's in all caps, but I respect the respect out of it. What was I about to say? As far as why do I care? Well, he's an awful person, and unfortunately, initially I had respect for him. It's gotten to the point where I have no respect for him because he has no respect for others, myself included, women included, single moms included, beta women included. Like, that's like asking, yo, Jalani, why are you spreading awareness or making content about Trump? Why does it matter to you, bro? I mean, because just like Cooley, more so with Trump, he has a voice, an impact, and this, that, and the third. So it would be, that's like white people who don't stand up for black people when they're being murdered or being subjected to racial whatever, like suffrage or whatever however you want to phrase it. Like, should white people not care about like cops killing black people or doing anything to black people that are like out of racism? Like, so it's like, just because I'm not a woman doesn't mean. I'm really glad you asked this question, because I'm able to inform, I guess. Just because I'm not a woman doesn't mean I shouldn't care, because there's a woman right beside me. I have women in my family. I have daughters. I have mothers, aunts. I have friends that are women. So I think that answers your question. Do you think that answers this question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So I think that answers the question. Were you able to see the comment when you didn't see the comment, right?
Mm-mm.
What is up with that, YouTube? Get your shit together, because it's definitely. I'm not trying to keep getting up to read comments, but if it's not, and you checked it out on the live, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know why it's not popping up, but as long as it pops up after the live is done, then that's cool. But I just don't understand why it's not popping up on your phone or my iPad, but it's popping up on the screen. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe is my filter a bit wrong? Chat filter, top messages. All messages. Perfect.
I still don't see it.
I got it now. It's in the scope. So click the comments and settings, and it's all messages. I think, bro. I think it's because I don't know why you type in all caps. I think they think that you're like being aggressive or some shit. But yeah, I hope that answered your question. I appreciate you being respectful about it because there's been a lot of disrespectful comments and whatnot. But please, if you have anything else you want to say or ask, feel free. I hope that answered your question, and shout out to you for subscribing and being a part of the live because that was great content. I might even clip that hopefully if I remember. Where were we at before that comment? Do you know? Do you remember?
Just talking about what were we talking about? Oh, the controlling kids thing. And like, I just want to say really quickly that it's not even like if he wants to live his life that way and have those beliefs, like fine. Right. But as someone with sons and a daughter, he's teaching really, really harmful, toxic rhetoric.
Right.
And the toxic, like everyone thinks toxic is cute until you're living in it and it's not cute anymore. And like what he's portraying is a controlling man. Like he talks about how he gives approval for his girl to post and like, oh, well, I control things. And the first question he asks when he gets a man on his live is, are you in a relationship? And if the answer is yes, are you leading or whatever the case may be? And like, I don't think there's anything wrong with a man leading in his relationship, but I think it's pretty clear that David Cooley does not, like, he means controlling when he says, are you leading? Because you can tell by the comments that come afterwards that what he really cares about in a relationship is control. He's not looking for a partnership. He's not looking for a union. He's viewing himself as all the way up here, and his girl is like somewhere down here, meeting his needs somewhere.
God over man, man over woman, woman over children.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And that is just like, it's not the way that things are supposed to be. If you're in like a healthy, loving relationship, you guys are supposed to be partners and like view each other as equal. Mm-hmm. A man might hold more weight or have different responsibilities, but like at the end of the day, you should not be viewing your woman as less than you or below you. I think that's crazy.
Your face is funny as hell. She's like, I think that's crazy. I can't even do it. I think that's crazy.
No, I think it's really just not good.
Yeah, but again, like she said, you're like spreading toxicity, and you don't have like a small
following,
right. You have a platform. You have a voice. You're a black man. Like, not even that it matters, but you have 100,000 followers on Facebook, almost 300,000 subscribers on Instagram or whatever. Like, that's a lot of people, and let's say half of the people believe what you're saying and are men, and then they act out what you're saying and are disrespectful to women and degrade women and think of women as like property or recreational use. Like you're like, it's a domino effect, it's a snowball effect. So it's like I can't stop how he moves. Like I said in the last video I posted, like I prayed for him, and like he's either gonna continue down this path and like be screwed down the line and lose everything, or he's gonna change his ways and be a better person, apologize, everything, things of that nature. And even that is too far gone for people to even take an apology seriously. Like, you are, I feel bad for the guy because he thinks he's smart, he thinks he's this, he thinks he's that, but he's ultimately screwing himself out of his own, bigger blessings. Like, he'll probably be good, like have his 100,000K and whatever the case may be is, but he'll never reach the platforms and the plateaus he could have reached because he's like this. It's gonna follow him. No, he's never gonna be in a movie or a TV show, and he could have been, or like things of that nature. He's never, like, whatever I don't know what's gonna happen. I can't predict the future, but I know that he's blocking his blessings by spewing hatred and being an awful human being.
And I honestly don't even think he's that smart. Everyone's like, he's so intelligent. Like, so I think that David Cooley is savvy, right? Because there's a big difference between savvy and smart. Okay. Savvy is more like strategic, and like you have a lot of knowledge in like one specific area. So he's like marketing savvy, business savvy, social media savvy, but like he's not fucking smart. He's not intelligent. I'm sorry, but if you cannot have a debate with somebody without calling them fat, without calling them gay, like, we're having an adult conversation, and because the conversation's not going the way that you want, you're now attacking someone's physical features. That is not the sign of an intelligent person.
That's facts.
It's not. That is a sign of someone that is highly unintelligent and doesn't know how to argue. Like, so for everyone saying that David Cooley is so smart, like, he's not. He's business savvy. And if you respect a business, like, that is your man. But please don't take what he's saying as intelligence, because he's not intelligent. Drop the phone.
Why does he cook like that? I don't even care if people come for you in the comments. I don't care. I don't care because you cook, bro.
They will.
That was cooking on the grill, on the stove, on the oven. You was that's all that. Fire. So as far as the story of David Cooley, we've talked about the beginning. We're getting a woman's perspective. I just want to quickly get to the point in 30 seconds or around 30 seconds, say how he's very, 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 very wrong about his stance on being a top tier man. And you can, if you don't have a short attention span, just check out my last video that I posted. It's 20 minutes long. It's shorter than a sitcom episode on Netflix. What's it called? And it has some backstory. It's even got chapters. It's even got chapters. You can skip it. You can skim it. You can skip to where you want to get to. Cooley says that a top tier man is 6 foot, racial preference. So let's say black, and $100,000 in the bank account. That's a top tier man. 2 women. Every woman that Cooley talks to says that she wants a confident man, communication, laughter, trustworthy, provider, protector, values and morals. That's what they allude to. And then he says, women are talking about values. I'm talking about a top tier man is defined by prerequisites, whatever. And honestly, I've seen some reaction videos. So many reaction videos say that he steals his whole character.
Yes, I saw them too.
From Fresh and Fit or whatever. So from Myron, like he's a Myron clone. And it's so sad, bro. That's what makes it sad. Because you think you're better than people and you're just biting off of people. Yeah.
There was videos of him literally copying like word for word with his like hot points. And I'm like, damn. You're not even original. You're
you got a ghostwriter? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's it called? Anyway, what was I gonna say? Women are telling you you're telling women how to feel and what to think, and they're giving you the answer. Like I had an analogy. It was like that's like trying out for a basketball or sports team, and the coach says you don't have what they're looking for, or like that you need to work on things, and you tell them no, you're wrong. I have everything you need. I have everything I need to have. You're wrong. Like, how can you tell a woman what a woman's top tier man is?
Right.
Fucking nuts. But I digress. Cooley, I don't want to. I mean, in the video, in the last video I uploaded, where it says the crash out, like the cover is like Cooley crashing out or whatever. I have different clips of Cooley blatantly contradicting himself. He says that a top tier. That's what he says. That woman's top tier man. He also says that a top. When I asked him what a top tier woman was, he starts scrambling. He's scrambling, doesn't know what to say, but then he finally says, well, a woman, and this is crazy.
Yeah, he gives the worst answer possible.
This is crazy. He said a woman's value is in they're born with their value. Mm-hmm. They're born with their sexual value. Mm-hmm. Whoa. Mm-hmm. So, and just whoa right there. But wait a minute, buddy. And then he goes on and say, so if they keep their value, that's good. That's good. But I don't know about top tier. So yeah, literally,
top tier women out there.
I mean, unless
you're a virgin.
Your comment to the guy that was like, virgins are the best, and honestly, they're nice, and like she was like, how many virgins are you? Oh my god, that's so funny.
We are adults. There's not any virgins walking around our age demographic. Unless you're
chilling
not
at the high school. Unless you're at the graduation or something like that.
Right. So there's that.
But to get back to Cooley, that's obviously a contradiction. Your fucking girl your girl had kids.
Right.
Your girl had kids. So she didn't have the value you're talking about.
Right.
That value, the sexual value you're talking about. She had other values. At the end of the video, he tells a guy, that's why it's like lying. when you tell a lie, you have to keep that lie going to the bitter end.
Yeah.
But if you're talking to different people and you're doing it on a video camera, you're gonna let go. You're gonna it's gonna slip that you are lying, and that's what it is. The truth is he explains why his woman made it to the finish line and beat all these women or whatever, and it's not because she was blonde, it's not because she was white, it's not because she was fit, it's not because of this, not because of that. It's because she brought value, not sexual value, into his life, and was a good mother figure for his daughter. Did whatever, submissive, probably did whatever the fuck he asked.
Mm-hmm.
But it's long term. It was her qualities, it was her morals that makes him view her as a top tier woman. I assume the woman that he's with, he views as a top tier woman.
Even though he hasn't married her.
And if he doesn't, it's just another. I mean, if he does, it's just another contradiction. If he doesn't, I think he should seek help.
He should seek help anyway.
Regardless.
Even if he doesn't, he should seek help.
Okay, that is my spiel. Do you have anything else you want to say about David Cooley before we move on?
I said all that I had to say. He's just a real
narcissist, apparently.
He's a really bad narcissist. And like, people in the comments agree.
Okay.
People in the comments agree with me. And they say...
Some of them do.
So, another thing that I find really interesting is... And I'm not going to stay too long on this because we don't need to. But I find it interesting that the women that he speaks about, like, he never comes out directly and says black women or white women, but it's pretty clear in his descriptions that the women that he's talking about as not having value are black women.
Why you say that?
I say that because he says, well, it could just be me, but when he says that single moms breed men that end up in jail and women that end up in strippers, just off the top of your head, when you think of a demographic, what do you think of? Do you think of white kids? Jail and strippers, black. Exactly. Yeah. And so I kind of...
She's reading between the lines, okay.
I kind of feel like Cooley has grown up in a relationship where he does not have a positive relationship with his mother, who is a black woman, or at a very early age was traumatized by a black woman, because it's obvious that by the way that he speaks about women and the fact that he is dating a white woman with 2 white children.
A white woman.
That
she did her research. I don't mean to cut you off. She did her research because I didn't peep her. I've heard that she had white kids, but I didn't do the digging that you did.
They are.
No, they're white. They're white.
They're fully white. I feel like he hates black women, and so it's, you often see when you grow up in a home where you have a mother who's maybe not doing the best that she can, and you maybe grow up in poverty, or you grow up in a toxic home or whatever. Men idolize their mother, but if you're growing up with a mom that you don't idolize, it's not uncommon that you kind of steer away from that same type of woman as you get older. If your mom is a woman that you can look up to, who is a queen, who you really love, it's normal that you would gravitate towards a woman like her when you do get older. So in my opinion, David Cooley has some serious childhood trauma with his mama that he needs to work out. Okay. And he disrespects black women and does not like them. He's not talking about all women when he degrades women. He's talking about women of color. And I encourage the men of color who are supporting him and like, yeah, Cooley in the comments, like keep your foot on their neck. Like, y'all also might want to look at your relationships, because I think that you might have some trauma to unpack there as well.
Well, let's not forget that there are, because you did make the comparison of Cooley to Donald Trump.
Yeah.
There are black Trump supporters.
Same thing, okay? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And like, I think other black men could look up to. Like, he's successful. He looks like he has like a good life.
If he had a different message.
Exactly. If he had a different message. So it's important that he puts out a better message. Important.
So now, before we move on, because I don't want no room for error in the comments or wherever this goes, because you never know where it can go. This is Cooley's first post on Instagram.
Oh, I meant to talk about that. I saw it.
Take it away.
No, I saw it. I did see
it.
I did see it. Okay, so I thought it was interesting, one, that this is the first post that he has, but also the only post of his mother that he has. And I'm not a licensed psychiatrist, psychologist, mental health
None of that.
counselor, none of it. But I do have some knowledge in it. I mean, does that look like a picture of a man that's head over heels in love with his mama? Look at how they're standing next to each other. They look very nonchalant.
Wait. Well, there's the second picture that's that. So yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
No.
A little bit.
These look forced to me.
The second one. I mean, you're a woman. You're giving your woman's perspective. The second one. I don't know if you don't. I know.
I did see this post, and I thought it was cute.
If you don't like your mom, you're not going to be carrying your mom.
I don't know. I don't agree with that necessarily.
Okay. I mean, yeah, not
if
necessarily.
you have a personality disorder, or if you're like unwell mental health wise,
you think that's
you'll
David
go
Cooley?
to extreme lengths. What?
You think that's David Cooley?
Yes.
With personality disorder?
Absolutely.
Okay, but you also don't have the licenses.
No, I don't. But I know what it looks like when I see one.
Got
okay?
it. Your
But
experience.
also, like, this was the only post on his mother that I could find. Like,
the most of his posts are his podcasts.
I'm not buying it. He got mom.
I'm not buying it.
I know a man with mother issues when I see it. And he's one of them.
Shit. Okay. I mean, anyway, it doesn't even whether she has mother issues or not. There's no way that his mom can be proud of the things that he's saying.
No.
No way.
No.
So and that's
which
really,
leads
that's
me
really
to believe
sad.
that he doesn't really care what his mom has to think, which
I mean, unfortunately, most men don't.
Really?
Unfortunately, most men don't. Dev, could you agree with that? Most men don't care what their mothers, like they care what their mothers think of them, but like that doesn't, it's not gonna stop them from doing what they want. Would you agree or disagree with that? Most men.
I'm not talking about just posting like a controversial video. I'm talking about making it your whole personality. That's crazy.
I mean, most men don't do that. Like, so most men,
Right.
have it. Like he's
That's
very.
true.
It's a very rare pool for that.
But what do you think? Just out of curiosity.
I think men care about what their mothers think, but I do agree that even if they care, they don't tend to be held back by that.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
They have so sophisticated answers. Oh my god.
Fear disappointing their mothers, even though.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. Now, are we done?
I think so.
Are we done?
Let's put it to bed for
Let's
good.
put a pin in it. Let's put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
To the guy in the comments, unless Cooley reaches out, then please don't. You had your chance. We tried to talk to you pleasantly. It's a wrap now. This is the last time I will be talking about Cooley. It's the last time I'll be talking about Cooley. I will post this clip. Don't crucify me. God forbid I'm obsessed with him or whatever. I don't even know what you said about it, but I'm gonna post this clip like I do with all my podcast episodes. So it's very normal. Don't read into it. So we're done.
We're done. I think so.
Jamila, if we're done, the next part is better than this part.
Okay, let's get into it. I just talked about Cooley.
Headlines podcast, over 15 episodes talking about different things, music related, dating related. We play mad games, mad jokes, different fights, arguments, debates, and whatnot. So the channel is just going to continue to grow. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out the rest of the channel, and I'll see you next time.